Hello students, I'm here with another video from a new chapter of class 10th NCERT book, that is Carbon and its Compounds. So before starting the new chapter which is there in your NCERT book this is going to come under the chemistry part of your science book. So I'll just say what are the topics which are to be discussed in this chapter. So in this chapter of carbon and its compound, we'll discuss about the introduction of the carbon. That is, we'll just come to know that what is this carbon made up of and why it is being included here, and what are the compounds which are being made with the help of this. Okay, so I'll just introduce you the term carbon and what is its importance. Fine, then we'll discuss about the allotropes of carbon. What is the meaning of the word allotropes, and how many types of allotropes of carbon are present, and what are its uses. Okay, next we'll discuss about the third topic, that will be organic compounds. Okay, some of the organic compounds also we need to discuss. Fine, so I'm going to take up some limited topics here. Why I'm saying this? Because by the latest syllabus of your class 10th, some of the syllabus, some of the course has been deleted. Now, why this has been deleted? You all know it very well, because of this condition that we are studying in sitting at your home. So we teachers are coming to your home in the form of these videos and the online classes. So I hope that you might be enjoying sitting at your home and then studying in this manner. Fine. So for more comfortness of for becoming more comfortable, the CBSE has also decided to reduce your syllabus so that the burden also is lowered and you all could study well. So that is why, keeping that thing in mind, that some of the syllabus has been deleted. I also has come up only with the topics which are there, which are to be taught and which are to be explained and which are to be understood by you people. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss the things in detail. What all things are according to your syllabus, that only I'll discuss. Fine. Next, in this organic compound, only some of the compounds I'm going to tell you, that is hydrocarbons, and what is the meaning of the word hydrocarbons. Here two are there, but I'm not going to discuss that because this is deleted from your chapter. Fine. Next we'll discuss is the nomenclature, means naming the carbon compounds. So this was actually a very vast topic, that naming carbon compounds. And before that you need to study about different functional groups, and what about different types of the hydrocarbons are also there. So they will also be included in the nomenclature part, how to name all these points, and that was really a very difficult part, but still this is not included, so I'll also not teach you. I'll just give a superficial idea about the nomenclature, and only we are going to see this alkane part. Okay, in naming the carbon compounds, only I'm going to deal with the alkane part. Okay, and the rest will be left out. Next is the isomers, how we are going to form isomers using the alkanes only. Okay, and next last topic would be this coal and petroleum, and this is, I think, this is a very easy topic that you all have studied in the previous classes also, that how is how this coal is being formed and how is this petrol being formed. So how is this hydrocarbons or the fossil fuels are made up of. So we'll just go in the details of all these points, and one by one I'm going to tell you about the topics, and one by one we will study, so that it will be a easy task for you all, because I think I hope that now some problems might be solved, as now I'm going to make the videos on using the board, and I think that maybe it would be more clear for you all to understand. The same way, it would give you a feel that you are studying in the class only. So I have come up with this idea that I'll just teach you all the things here on the board. Fine. So what is the first topic which we need to study here is the carbon and its compound, and what is the introduction for this chapter. Okay, now the word carbon, I think everybody has heard about this word carbon many times in your in your previous classes, or somewhere in the previous part where you have studied this, I mean, in the last classes also. So I'll just repeat the things again, that what is the meaning of the word carbon and why it is useful. So when we are studying this word, means when we are studying this topic carbon, it means that it is, it is a very important organic, so we are dealing with the organic chemistry, yes, of course, because it is one of the organic compounds. So carbon is an organic compound that means all the substances in the surrounding are made up of carbon. Okay, for example, the wood, which is also made up of carbon, even the things which are present in the surrounding, like the animals, birds, human beings, all these are made up of carbon and the compounds. Okay, now what are all the substances which are present in your surrounding is made up of carbon and its compound. Okay, now next thing is that in the environment also, when we are talking about the living and non-living component, all these are based upon the carbon. Even human body also has 18% of the carbon in the body. Okay, now it is stored in the form of biomass. It is, as it is an organic compound, so this is forming an organic compound. Okay, it forms an organic compound and many compounds are formed. Many compounds are formed. Okay, so here we can study about how is this or how are the compounds being formed, and 18% of human body is also made up of. So 18% of human body it is made up of carbon. What is the symbol? The symbol of carbon is C. Okay, symbol of carbon is C. Fine. And what about its atomic number? What about its atomic number? Atomic number 6. And what about its atomic mass? It's 12. Okay. Now, if we move on to the next point, that human body also consists of 18% of the carbon, which acts as a building block of all the cells of the human beings. It is also necessary for the cellular respiration. Why? Because this carbon is going to form some compounds. For example, if you think the compound which is necessary for the respiration, that means it is glucose. Okay, that means it is glucose. So glucose also has been made up of the carbon. Why? Because if you write the formula, if you remember the formula for glucose, what is it? What is the formula for glucose? The formula for glucose is C6H12O6. So this is the formula for glucose. Now where is this carbon present? So as I have told you just now, that the formula for carbon is C. So what is you can see that C is written here. It means that this glucose also contains carbon in it, and this carbon is one of the important part of the glucose, and this glucose is the important part for the cell. Why? Because this is necessary for giving you energy, because it is important for the cellular respiration. Okay, so we have also studied about the respiration part in biology. Now I am going to deal only with the chemistry part of this carbon and its compound. So the after cellular respiration, as it is present in the human body, now some more important parts, some more important points are there, because of which carbon is very much, really it's very important for each and every human being, each and every living creature, each and every non-living creature on this earth. Okay, so carbon is basically an element and is extensively important with its significance both in its elemental and its combined form. Fine. Now we have elemental form, means it is found only in the form of carbon. Okay, as you could see in the coal, that is the form of carbon. Okay, so this is not in the combined form. So this is an elemental form, and then it is also found in the compound form. Now both this elemental and the combined form are present on the Earth's surface. Okay, so it is present on the Earth's surface. Only 0.02% of carbon is present in the Earth's crust, and in the form of carbonates. Okay, in the form of carbonates. Then it is also present in the form of hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen carbonates. Okay, so these are the compounds. These are the just combined form of the compounds of carbon, that in elemental form also it is present, and it is also present in the combined form as well as in the free form. So what about its free form? Free form means it is present in the elemental form, and it is also present in the form of combined state. Combined state. Okay, now what is its combined state? It is present in two forms. One is the carbonate form. Okay, one is the carbonate form, and other one is the hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen carbonate. What is the formula for this? The formula for this is CO3 for carbonate and HCO3 for hydrogen carbonate. Okay, so this is about the two combined forms in the carbon which is present, which we need to study also. So carbon is also present in the Earth's crust in the combined form like this, carbonate form. Calcium carbonate or means many carbonates have been formed. Wherever you will find a carbonate, there the carbon is present. Okay, hydrogen carbonate is also there. The next is that coal, petroleum, all these are the fossil fuels. Okay, they are also in the form of minerals. We are using these. So these fossil fuels also are the part of this carbon and its compound. And the 0.03% of carbon is present in the atmosphere, also in the form of carbon particles. So coal mines are present. I mean, you have also heard about the coal mines. It is present in the Earth's crust. Now, where do we find this carbon? We find this carbon in the form of coal inside the Earth's crust. Okay, so we find this inside the Earth's crust in the form of the coal mines. So coal mines are there. They are the places from where we could extract the coals, and this coal is in the impure form. It is then purified and then it is being used. Now, why this carbon is so important? Why this carbon is making so many compounds? And what is the property, what are the properties of this carbon, because of which it is an important part in the chemistry, means it has a very important place in the chemistry. Why is it so? Let us begin with this, that what are the properties of carbon which makes it very important as it is formed in the combined state, as it is formed in the free state, also in the elemental form also. So now let us discuss why this is very important. What is the importance of carbon? As I have told you that this carbon is very much important as it is formed in the form of fossil fuels. These fossil fuels are really very important, and I think so this carbon is going to be formed, it is going to be present under the Earth's crust. Millions of years ago, what has happened? So the carbon was the part of the plants as well as the dead bodies of the animals. These were buried. Even the live animals and the living plants also got buried inside the Earth's crust. And then what has happened? It has happened just because that these got buried inside the Earth's crust, and then again the coal and the petroleum was being made just because of the fact only we are able to see these fossil fuels in the form of coal and petroleum. Okay. So why it is so important? As I have told you, it is found in the fossil fuels. Whatever things you may think, like food, clothes, medicines, books, or many things you can list, and all these things are having the carbonate, as it has a very versatile nature. It has a very different nature. It could combine with each and every substance which is present on this Earth's surface. Okay, so we are able to find this carbon at each and every part of life. It is present in the atmosphere, it is present in the environment. Okay, now what is it so? Why is it so that it is so many things are present on this Earth and it is having carbon in it, in spite of having the small amount of the carbon which is available in the nature? But then also it is very important to us, which seems as it is of very importance, means the importance are immense. There are many importance of this carbon. As we will further proceed in this chapter, we'll come to know that what are the importance of this compound. Now, the basic concept, the basic question, I mean, this would come in your mind that why? Why is it so that carbon is having so many types, which is, it is present in the free state also, it is also present in the combined state in the form of carbonates, in the form of hydrogen carbonates, and but still very less percentage of carbon is present in the Earth's atmosphere, it is present in the Earth's environment, but still it is having importance in our life. Now, why is it so that it is very important? It is important because because of one thing, that is, it forms bonds. Now, what are these bonds? What are the types of bonds, or what is the bonding present in the carbon? So the type of bonding present in the carbon is a very special type. Now, first I'll discuss about what is the meaning of the word bonding. So bonding means, for example, if you become friends with others, okay, your friends are there. Why you become friends? Because you are sharing the study material, you are sharing your pencil, eraser, okay, you are sharing your, even your thoughts also are being shared, so you become friends, okay. Similarly, this carbon becomes friends with other elements also. Now, why this is doing friendship? There is one reason. You also have some reason behind your friendship, isn't it? So you become friends because your mental status is going to match with a particular person, and you become friend, okay. Or some friends are like, they'll just take with you all, means a group is there, or some people are there which always, they have some money in their pockets, and they are taking you to the malls, or to some place, to restaurants, or to any place of visit, okay. Sometimes some people become friends because they are sharing their notes, because the particular person is very good in the studies, so that is why I'm friend of her or his, okay. So what happens, we become friends just because some people, they could solve our problem. Means why? Because they have the capability of doing friendship. Now, I think there are certain people in your class also who are the friends of each and every person. Means the person is, I could say that the person is a friend of each and every classmate. Okay. Now, why is it so? What is the quality in that person? Somewhat, the person might be very helpful. Okay, the person might be helping in the tough times, and the person might be sharing the notes, the person might be sharing pencil, eraser, even your tiffins. Okay, so why is it so? This is because the person has a capacity to catch the attraction of the other person. Now, the word here, attraction, I said. Why I said attraction? So the same thing is for the carbon. So carbon has a property to attract other elements. Okay. Now, why it is attracting other elements? This is attracting other elements because this it forms bonds. So this attraction power is known as bonds now. Okay, so bonds are made. So this bonding is of two types. Okay, it is of two types. It is of three types: electrovalent bond, then ionic bond, and covalent bond. Okay, so here the bonds are being made when the attraction is present, or when electrons are going to they are going to interact with each other. There are certain kinds of interactions. So this interaction is known as the bonds. So here in carbon, it has one type of bond that is known as covalent bond. Covalent bond. Okay, so this is known as covalent bond. Now, what is the meaning of the word covalent bond? Here one more bonding is there, that is known as ionic bond. Ionic bond, or sometimes it is known as electrovalent bond. So here we need to study only about the covalent bond because we are dealing with the carbon. So I'll just tell you that what kind of covalent bond, what is the meaning of the covalent bonding, and why is it present in the carbon. Okay, so there is it could attract each and every element, many of the element, not each and every, I should not say that. Many elements are being combined with the carbon, and this carbon is going to make up different types of bonds with the other elements, and that is known as covalent bond. And now there is something special in this covalent bond. In covalent bond, what happens, for example, you go to your classrooms, and if you suppose that if you're not having pencil with you or a pen with you, what happens? What do? We take it from a friend. Then what happens at the last? In the last period, what do? You are going to return it back. Okay, you do, because you don't need now, you're going home. Or sometimes what happens, you're not having the pen in your in the first period. Then after some time, you get your pen back, you get your pen in your pocket, or somewhere it might be kept in your bag. So you got it back. So what do you do with that pen which you have taken, which you have borrowed from your partner, which you have borrowed from your friend? You'll return it back. So the same thing happens here. Now, why bonds are being formed? Bonds are being formed because the electrons are utilized. Electrons are present, and these electrons participate in making the bonds. These electrons are participating in the attraction, or they are repulsion, or repulsion is not there. Actually, only the attraction is there in this part. Then only the bonds are being formed. Okay. So these bonds are just because of the interaction of the electrons present in an atom. So these electrons are going to interact. They are interacting with each other, and they are forming the bonds. Now there are different. Now how is this formed? This covalent bond is formed just because of sharing of electrons. It is formed because of the sharing of electrons. Now what kind of sharing? Why sharing is being done? This sharing is being done just because that the one of the partner, some of the elements are being combined, and sometimes one element needs one electron or two electrons, and the other element needs one or two electrons. Then what happens? They are going to share their electrons. Whoever is going to need that electron will be taken up by that particular element, and again it will be returned back. Till the time the compound will be formed, the elements are going to share their electrons, and rest of the times they are not going to share the electrons. So the carbon has a property to share its electrons. Why is it so? So the carbon has a property to show ionic compounds. Okay, so see, it's not having the property to show ionic because we have studied about ionic compounds in metals and non-metals, where the particular element is going to donate its electrons. It is going to completely give its electrons. Okay. So what happens? It is not going to share. It's going to completely give or take the electrons from other elements. Similarly, but here what happens in the carbon compounds, the carbon compounds has the capacity to share their electrons. So this is a very unique type of bonding, and this is known as covalent bonding, because there the elements are going to share the electron with the carbon. Okay, so carbon is going to form many compounds just because of the formation of these covalent bonds. And please remember this, covalent bonds are always formed just because of the sharing of the electrons. Okay. Now next is that what is present, what kind of carbon, how this carbon is going to form the bonds. Let us discuss. So in the previous class we have studied the properties of ionic compounds. Now we have seen that ionic compounds are having melting point, higher melting point, lower, and they are having higher boiling points because the electrons are participating in the bond formation, and they are completely taken up. Okay, so we are changing the electrons, we are changing the number of electrons, because of which the interactions are there and reactions are going on. Now what happens in this carbon? So most of the carbon compounds, they are the poor conductors of electricity because they are covalent compounds. Okay, why? Because they are sharing the electrons. There is no free electrons to move here and there, because conductivity is always based upon the flow of electrons. But here in the covalent bonding, there is no electrons present, means there is no free electron. If no free electrons no free electrons are present, it means there would be no flow of electricity, there would be no metallic characteristic or non-metallic characteristics, because it is always sharing, there is no free electrons. Now most of the carbon, they are the poor conductors of electricity because of the lower melting and the boiling points, and they also have force of attraction between the molecules, which are not very strong. Okay, they are present but they're not very strong because they are covalently bonded. So their electrons are going to be shared only, they are not going to take up the complete pair of electrons. Now we know that because of the reactivity series, also you all have studied in metals and non-metals, we can see that it was explained that to attain the completely filled or outer shells, and to attain the noble gas configuration, elements are going to form ionic compounds, and they are going to achieve others by gaining or losing electrons. In both the conditions, either bonds are going to make or it is going to be broken up. So if the bond is being made, it forms new compound, and if another bonds are going to break, for some combining, for making a new compound, sometimes bonds are made and sometimes bonds are being broken. So in both the conditions, new types of compounds are being formed. Okay. Now we can gain or lose electrons. So this carbon is going to form. Carbon is sometime going to lose, and sometime it is going to accept the electrons. Okay, in both the conditions, this carbon has a sharing capacity because of the valence electrons. How many valence electrons are present? Now let us do the electronic configuration first. So how will you configure electrons? It has a 6 as the atomic number. The carbon has 6 as atomic number. Now how it is being done? So let us find out. The carbon has the symbol as C, and then carbon, what is the symbol for carbon? It is C. And what is the atomic number? Atomic number for the carbon is how much? Just tell me how much it is. It is 6 in number. Now how can you configure this carbon which is having 6 electrons, or 6 as atomic number? So how will you do this? Just configure this. We'll do the configuration where in first shell it has 2. Then how much is left from 6? How much is left? 2. Then 4. 4 plus 2, 6. So in the outermost, which one is the outermost shell? This is K, this is L. So this L shell is the outermost shell. Okay, it is the outermost shell. Fine. Now this is also known as a valence shell. Why this is a valence shell? Because this is the outermost shell and this is known as the valence shell. And the number of electrons which are present here is known as the valence electrons. Okay, now the electrons which are present here is known as the valence electrons. So how many valence electrons carbon has? Carbon has maximum 4 valence electrons. So it has 4 valence electrons. So these valence electrons are responsible only for losing the electrons or gaining of electrons. So only these valence outermost electrons are either loosed or it is being gained. Now one more thing is here. I am talking about there are 4 valence electrons in the valence shell, in the outermost shell of the carbon. But it is not so easy to lose all the 4 electrons at the same time. It is not easy to gain 4 electrons from the others to complete its octet. Why I am talking about octet? So for completing, so it has incomplete shell. Why? Because valence shell, if it is the K shell, it should have 2 electrons, which is completely filled. K shell is completely filled for the carbon. What about the L shell? So this L shell is having 4 electrons in it. It means that it is still incomplete. And for completing this last shell, how many electrons are more required? It requires 4 more electrons. If some element gives this carbon 4 electrons, then what would happen? 4 plus 4, 8 electrons would be present in the valence shell. So if it has 8 electrons in the valence shell, either it could attain the configuration by losing these 4 electrons, or it should gain 4 more electrons to complete its octet. Either duplet should be there or octet should be there. If these 4 electrons go away, it will be left only with the duplet, because K shell having maximum 2 number of electrons. But in the next shell, that is L shell, it should have its octet completed, that must contain 8 electrons in the outermost shell. But this is not possible for the carbon to take up 4 electrons or to lose these 4 electrons. So in both the conditions, energy is being required. That is why it avoids to give its completely 4 electrons and to take up 4 electrons. So what happens? It is going to combine with some other elements to form the covalent bonds. Now it is going to share its 4 electrons with someone. So it is going to share its 4 electrons with someone, and it is going to form very versatile compounds. So this is the nature of the carbon, because it is having 4 valence shell, therefore valency also is 4. It is the maximum valency which an element can contain, that is 4 in number. And after that, valency also starts decreasing. Okay, this you have learned in class 9th only, that the carbon has a maximum valency of 4. Just because of having 4 valency, it is having 4 combining capacity. It could combine with 4 types of metals, the elements, so that it could become the combined form of the carbon. It could show combined form of the carbon. Okay, so this was all about the covalent bond. I'll just discuss more about certain characteristics of the carbon in the next class. Okay, so we have just seen the introduction of this chapter, and I have given you one of the property, that is the very important property of the carbon, which is having 4 electrons in the valence shell, because of which covalent bonds are being formed. So this covalent bonds are being formed only by sharing of electrons, which is only done by these types of elements, which is having 4 electrons or it is less than 8 or 2 electrons in their outermost shell. So children, that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topics to be discussed.